Hey guys! Welcome back to Let's Play Star Ocean 2. Last time, we realized that we screwed something up, and I had to go back and I had to fix it, which means, while I was doing that, I figured, okay, let's battle around with Rena and get her up to level, because she was a little behind. So I basically just fought, I don't know, 10 or 15 battles with her by herself, and got her to Claude's level, so she's at level 6. She was at level 3 before, so I just fought with her by herself. She can heal herself if she runs into trouble. The enemies on the world map are no different than what we were able to fight in the Salvage Rift. So anyway, if you initiate a private action on Claude's path only and talk to this little girl, she asks if we are the Warrior of Light, which probably stems from the fact that we keep using our damn Sword of Light, which isn't actually a Sword of Light, but... And if Gallery knew that we stole his sword, he would be pissed. Anyway, if you choose either of these, it affects relationship points with characters. If you do this one, we actually get something out of it. I don't know. Maybe I will come to be called the Warrior, and maybe not. Considering this is JRPG, probably. Listen close, there isn't anyone who is called the Warrior from the start. Someone does great things that everyone recognizes, only then is he called the Warrior. It's a good idea. Oh. Maybe. Don't know. Well, for teaching her that there are more than just absolutes, a good Sith lesson, or Jedi lesson, I guess, then she's nice enough to hand us, eventually, a harmonica, which we can use later on. It's not worth all that much, but okay, whatever. Once you've done the first private action with Rena, she'll be floating around up here. Now, unfortunately, you can't go from one private action to another if it was involved in a chain, or if you have to do certain things. So we need to leave, initiate another private action, go back in, and then some of our characters will be in different places if they're susceptible to have a private action. So if you can't find one, just leave and respawn. There's one in here, which isn't going to be set up yet. So Rena's not here, so is she in here? I know there's another one with, oh yeah, it's in here. This one is Claude's Path exclusive. Rena's in here looking at some jewelry. And in order for this one to work, you do get an item. It's actually a rather valuable one. But you need to have at least 200 full in order for this one to work. You need it in order for this option to show up, and I have more than enough money to do that at this point. The other two don't get you anything, but if you buy it for her, she's surprised. Could I have this one? Claude's trying to win points. Look at that. I don't know why you would say that. I took the trouble of buying it, so please take it. What kind of a translation is that? That's a horrible translation. Even if that's what he said, that's a horrible translation. That is weird. Anyway. Emerald, how would you know this? When did we ever talk about birthstones? Am I wrong? You remembered my birthday. Aww. Friends. Sure. That's what you're going after. You get a leaf pendant, which is actually quite good, surprisingly. And we'll probably keep that for the rest of the game. Not that we'll be using it past disc 1, but it's at least decent enough to continue using. It gives a 30% increase in your defense, as well as whatever else is on the pendant to begin with. I don't remember. Let's initiate one more private action. We do need to go back to Arlia too. Now that we have Celine, we can do some more of these. There will be a number of episodes in this LP where it's just me running around doing, you know, backtracking stuff. if you come in here after you've done some of these other quests, do note that that second one with Rena, you must have stayed in Cross. Same with the little girl. You needed to have stayed overnight in Cross first. Sometimes you also have to have picked up Celine, obviously for anything involving Celine, but some of the other ones are requiring it too. Usually I just stay the night, pick up Celine, come back, and then do a bunch of these private actions at this point. Shopkeeper seems to be out. This allows you to bring the shopkeeper back. This private action really doesn't matter all that much. It doesn't build a lot of character or story, and but at least we get to go and find it. I'm kind of skimming through the dialogue rather quickly because it's, like I said, it's not particularly interesting, but if you want to go over it a little more, you can pause. I will go over that Ring of Happiness that I went and bothered to get. Normally, you won't be allowed into the Salvage Rift on your own. I don't think you can go through the next door, but this is the lady that was supposed to be in the Jam store, which is where Celine was. Apparently, she's practicing her singing? Yeah. Oops. That's right. What are you doing here? Okay. This music really doesn't fit this scene, though. I've dreamed of becoming a singer since I was a little girl. Oh, isn't that cute? Sing in the bathroom, practice during walks. Apparently she uses her lunch break to do the same thing. Either that, or it's giving you an idea of what it's going to sound like when you actually sing in a theater. I don't know. I'm just guessing at this point. So many freckles, so I probably couldn't become a singer. That, to me, sounds like a Japanese thing, because singers, like J-pop singers in Japan, aren't usually just singers. They're full-on idols, and people will follow everything that they do. And they're, you know, they're supposed to look, you know, the female J-pop idols are supposed to look really pretty, have like unbreakable, an image that's unbreakable, so they can't do anything like most of the pop singers in the States do. Yeah, they can't do that. That's not going to help you. And, you know, of course they have to sing. But yeah, it's much more of a, like a big cultural thing as opposed to just a singer. I just look at most people who are singers as just singers because I really don't care, but anyway, don't give up on your dreams. Let's be nice to her. They will certainly come true eventually. Well, thank you. Now, most of the private actions have some impact on the relationship points. I think I mentioned this when we first started doing it. But I'm not going to mention or even list on screen or anything like that which ones give you plus or minus, because quite frankly, I don't care. The endings are interesting, but not really worth going the extra step. I would guess that gives you a little bit of points to Celine. But anyway, the Jam store sells jam, which is completely useless in this game. It's considered food, and food is something that heals you outside of battle. Usually we don't need that, so I'm not even gonna worry too much about it. I'll show off the item creation that we can do with food a little bit, but not a lot, because like I said, I just don't really care. Not a whole lot of advantage to it, but we do want to do a private action back here as well. And this one, I want to go talk to Celine, who's floating around right here. Yeah, have you finished looking? Well, I was here a bunch, so yeah. Tranquil Village. Best place to come to escape the crowds. Sounds about right. I have something to give you. What is it? It's a good luck charm. Well, isn't that nice of you? Such an expensive thing. The sad thing is really, I don't think it's all that expensive. Just something I picked up recently on a treasure hunt. That actually does make sense. Does it even tell me what it is? Sent some sort of heraldic power within it, but and a swordsman type of person was wearing it. So you looted it off of a dead guy, or you stole it from somebody alive? Who was wearing it? So she's a grave robber too. Joy! Well, if you don't accept it, you don't accept it, but if you want to, you can accept it. Very thoughtful. Sort of embarrassed. Celine's a very flirtatious type of character. We'll start to see a little more of it as time goes on. I don't know why she said that, but yeah, she's very much a flirt. I guess that's part of it. Yeah, you get question mark jewelry, which you cannot equip until you identify it, and I don't think we have any of the skills to identify it yet, so anyway. Now that we've got that, I'm going to meet you back in Cross. Okay, and we're in Cross. We're going to start a private action here, and there's a number that we can do here as well. A lot of them are more interesting on Rena's path for whatever reason, but the first one maybe isn't here. No. And so maybe there's one here. No. Okay. So there's 3 that we can do here. The first one I guess we'll have to do is this one. This one is very important. Seeing this is the first step to allowing you to recruit 2 characters, one of which may be one of the best characters in the game, if not the best. And potentially even the best healer, even though it's not really a healing type of character. No problem at all. Though if you do look at that character, something's odd about that face. Wait a minute, 3 eyes? Yeah, so that's the first scene you have to see in order to recruit them. I will be going for those 2 characters on Claude's path, and I will be going for the other character that you can't get if you recruit those 2 on Rena's path. For a couple of different reasons. One, it makes more sense on Rena's path because you get more out of it that way. But we'll go into more detail about why I recruit characters and when we actually go to do it. But this is the first step to getting that one. You have to view this one before too long, otherwise you won't be able to see it and you won't be able to get those characters. Okay, there are 2 other private actions we can do here. One, which one is it going to be? Ah, there we go. What I'm trying to say is, this is, I think, the tail end of a private action from Rena's path, if I recall correctly. Approach the 2 and get in the conversation, or eavesdrop. Word has nothing to do with me. Let's eavesdrop. It's probably the funniest one. I hope I don't get caught. I can see your point. Oh, okay, this isn't part of a different private action from Rena's path. Never mind. In a nutshell. So we can't depend on him. Well. No, he doesn't. He's been sitting on the bridge most of his life. Or in class, I guess. Worried about him taking the lead in a fight. What should he do if he doesn't? I'm just saying that right now he should not be supporting us, or he should be supporting us and not leading us. And Rena gets pissed off. Well, Rena's the one with the healing spell. So that's what they were thinking. Poor Claude. I guess it's no wonder. He's still new to this. I usually like when they put like somebody experienced as your main character instead of somebody who's very inexperienced. But I can see the value. I don't think that'll kick into that one, and they'll probably both be gone if I go back. Let's keep doing our best. You seem so distant. I wonder why. You got no faith in me. Now I'm all depressed. Okay, we got one more to go. Hopefully it'll trigger next time we head in. Rena's taking her time. So yeah, before we go to Cross Cave, we have a bunch of other things to do. So yeah, let's do this one more time. Then we'll make our pit stops at 2 other cities before moving on. Not that we're supposed to go to the cities yet, but the game's nice enough to give us access to them. It should be in here, if I remember correctly. Or not. Let's see if Rena's floating around over here. Because I know there's a private action with her. There she is. So I'm going to zone in and out. She's supposed to be in the church from what I read. I don't know if I've ever actually seen this private action, so I'll see you in a moment. Okay, I just went in there like 3 times and then double-checked the notes there. And apparently you can only do this one if your relationship points are, I think, under 9, it said, and it's an invisible number, so I have no idea what our points are. But if they're not low enough, then we can't do it. So anyway, this is Cross Cave. But before going there, we should head to some of the other towns around here.
The enemy.
Now, what I've done here is I've gone to playing with Rena as my main character here, because that way I can have her attack, and then when I need to, I can run off and heal. And Celine's just basically doing whatever she wants at this point. Oh, by the way, well, we'll do that in a minute. I was going to equip something, but we're going to get a bunch of other stuff, and then we can equip stuff. So let's head into this village. We don't need to do a private action yet, and I don't want to, because I think I need to spend a bunch of money if I do that, and I don't have nearly enough money. So let's head into the Elder's house here, and get a sour syrup, a purple mist, and a silence card. The purple mist is useful. Sour syrup is something you can use in battle. It's a compounding item, and you can use it to restore I think it's 30% of your MP. Silence card just casts silence. It's an item that casts silence in battle. I'm not going to buy anything yet. And the purple mist is just an accessory. And there's nothing in there. And I don't think there's anything in here, but I'll double check anyway. Nothing. As far as I know, there aren't any, or very few, hidden items that are just hidden in something. You know, that's not a treasure chest. This is Celine's house, so this is where Celine is from. Do we get any cutscenes for having Celine and coming back here? I believe we do. Or not. Ah, well, let's go lead Silk Robe out of her room, which gives better defense to Rena, and she needs it desperately. Yeah, enemies do like 40 damage to her, and they do 4 to... Actually, I'll talk to that kid. And they'll do like 4. They're out on an errand. Okay, so there is a scene. Oh well, they're not here. Anyway, I forget what I was talking about. No matter. Anyway, let's continue on the road down to this town. This town is very important because if you want to get some stuff way earlier than intended, you can make use of this town in order to do that. Okay, this is important. Let's control Celine, and you want to do a spell on the mage ASAP. And then we want to control Rena, and we want to run in, and we want to distract that mage. Because these guys are more powerful than they're supposed to. The mage is... Whoa! Would you stop using Air Slash and just attack the goddamn enemy already? Alright. Stop! Really, game? Yeah, these enemies are a little more powerful than we're supposed to deal with at this point. And I'm not going to bother reviving. In fact, I will actually run away from this fight.
Let's get out of here.
See what I mean about it taking way too long? Yeah, you can deal with that fight, but it's not worth it with having somebody dead. It costs 3,000 gold or full to revive somebody. So yeah, don't even bother. What we'll do is we'll just head to the inn and we will use the inn to revive. It's the only way to save money on reviving characters early in the game. So yeah, 30 full, not really that much. But yeah, that battle can go really badly. The mage casts some pretty powerful spells, even though she has very little HP. All right, much better. Okay, is there a treasure chest in here? I think there is. This is Eleanor's house. There is a private action on both paths here. Ring of Sadness. Can't leave my bed. Well, she's sick, so I just looted a Ring of Sadness from a very sad, very sick girl. I am an evil son of a bitch. That's a food place. There's lots of places you can buy food, but for the most part, doesn't really matter too much, because food is kind of useless. I guess I'll talk to these two. Same way as Yule. Associates of Zand. Get too close, you'll get hurt. There are some private actions with Zand. Do I have enough? Don't know if I have enough. Do I have enough? Just barely. Okay, you want to pick up those two. Well, you only really need to pick up one, but I want to pick up both because I can't remember which one I'm supposed to do. And I don't think there's any items down here or in here. We will be coming back here because I just wasted all the money that I really needed to save up, but I needed to get those, at least one of those things anyway. Anyway, well, this is Zan's mansion. Let's roll around here until we find some stuff. I'm not going to go talking to everybody. We're not really supposed to be here yet. It's not like all the enemies around are like those ones that I met up with earlier. Only some of them are. They randomly appear throughout the world map on this continent, which is only, I think, like 4 or 5 towns, 6 towns, something like that. Ringed mail. Much better defense. And drop down the leather armor. And a Sinclair Saber, which is over doubly as strong as what we had. Yeah, and it's free. So you definitely want to come to this town to pick up those 2 items specifically, even if you don't want to do what I'm doing with the additional items. I think there's more money, which we'll need. And some leather boots. Might as well give those to somebody. Okay, now I need to go through the doorway. Anyway, that's pretty much all we need for now. Now we should probably go fast forward. Get out of here because this is taking way too long. Okay. Equipment. Now that we've finally got some decent gear, let's check our equipment since we haven't really been doing much of anything with it. The Ring of Happiness, I believe, is unique to Rena, which says it allows her to feel happy. It gives her 10 to stamina, 10 to magic, and 50 luck. So that's much better than what she had before. And the Purple Mist, it's a necklace that diverts enemies, allows you to escape slightly easier in combat. And then there's the Ring of Sadness. So this one I'm going to give to you. I think Purple Mist, actually the Leaf Pendant's probably what I should give you. Yeah, so this one has 10 luck and 30% to defense, which at this point is not really all that much, but she needs as much defense as she can get. Let's see here. Leather, let's put the greaves back on you, and the leather boots on you. And no shield yet. She's got the silk robe. She needs new weapon, for sure. Rod, leather armor, no. Give you the leather helm. She has some pin heels, which have, I think, yeah, a few points to attack. I think I might actually swap those with, you can't use them. there's a lot of items in this game that only certain characters can equip. She comes with a ruby earring, which doesn't do anything, and a prism ring, which basically there are a number of items that do this in this game. Protects the wearer from all things with a probability of 1 out of 20. So when 1 out of 20 attacks, you'll be protected from all damage. We don't get hit 20 times in a fight, so the chances of this doing something a lot of the time is negligible. So we're gonna trash those, give you the purple mist, and the ring of sadness, which exchanges strength for defense. So lowers her strength, gives her more defense. She needs more defense, so that's fine. And let's run back. Actually, I'm gonna double check what the weapons are like in this city. Give me 1 sec. Okay, as I thought, they're too expensive for anything that I want, though I think there is something cheap enough in this town here, which if I didn't mention before, that town behind us was Hurley, and this is Mars. I don't know why it's named Mars. I also don't know why in the retranslation they changed things so that it's not Mars this way, but it's like M-A-R-Z-E. What possible use does making that change add? Like, that's just weird. Yeah, I said sorry there, by the way. Yeah. Got a customer, way in the back. Okay. Oh, that's more money than I was expecting. Okay, I'm going to go back to the other city instead. Is there anything cheap here that I can get? Iron Greaves? Sure, those are cheap enough. Let's not... No, I just want 1. But we do want to sell some... No. Well, actually, yes. If you press the square button again, it restores 10% HP, which is kind of useless, so we'll get rid of that. Those decorations. The ruby earring, which doesn't do anything, but sells for a bunch. Thank you. And what else? The prism ring I'm going to sell as well, because I'm not going to use that. And that should be pretty much it. Gives me some more money. I'm still going to need more than I have. But the important thing that we got out of going all the way out there... There's a second exit to the village, by the way. They're just, depending on which side of the town you come into, you go into a different one. We'll go back to Cross real quick and check something out. Grab some more gear for somebody. Now that we've seen the enemies and kind of get an idea for combat, I'm going to start editing out some more of the battles because we don't really need to see them. We'll pop in here. We'll eventually run over to the weapon shop and get a couple of small upgrades to make our life a little easier. Okay, let's see. I'll got that. I don't think that's much better. That's actually worse. We already have a wooden shield. I bought the... I was hoping there would be a better weapon for Rena here, but apparently there is not. So we'll just... I'll meet you in Salva. Okay, I know I'm not in Salva, but I looked it up. It's not in Salva. The item that I'm particularly looking for is in a town we haven't been to yet. So we're going to head there now. The reason why I'm going out of my way to spend a long time on this episode, even though I probably shouldn't, is because I want to get all of my shopping done and, you know, item looting done before I go all the way to,
Here's the enemy.
No, these guys are new. To Cross Cave, which is kind of important. Now, these guys are slightly different. I hate it when Claude gets in his mode where he's just going to spam his spells or his killer moves over and over again.
Looks like we won. Hey!
But yeah, we learn shooting stars. Rena really is probably one experience from leveling. Cute. So yeah, let's give him shooting stars on his other one, so he has an option there of what he wants to do. Neither of them are all that good, but anyway, I'm pretty sure we can get in here without killing our ability to do cross, though I am going to double check that since this is where we're really supposed to go. But it is a long trek out here, and once I've shown it off now...
The enemy.
No, new enemies.
Air slash.
You want to run from this fight.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah, you definitely want to run from this fight. Those soldiers do way too much damage, and they can hit you from a distance, and there's no way you're stopping them. So yeah, just run straight up from that fight. Now, the Port of Click. As long as we don't do any of the questing stuff here, I think we'll be fine. Millie's shop. If you remember from the first Star Ocean, we had a Millie there. So that's a nice nod back there. Let's see. An anklet. Yeah, that's pointless. We don't need any of that. Where is the weapon shop? This one? That's the pub. There it is. They usually have a sword in front. Okay. So yeah, you could buy the Sinclair Saber here, but we got it for free. So I'm going to get the hard knuckles since they're better than what she's got by quite a bit. But that's, I think, about all I want to buy because I really do want to save most of the rest. I just want to be able to do slightly more damage with her. Yeah, and that's quite a big difference. Plus it increases her magic, which increases her healing ability. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that. So the reason why I went all the way out of my way to get those skills in the town of Hurley is because it gives you perseverance. It reduces the number of skill points required to learn skills by a lot. Now let's see. Aesthetic Sense over on the right-hand side in the middle there. Costs 10 right now. Now cost 8. 6. 4. This one, Perseverance, costs 8 each time you use it, and it lowers the cost of everything else. The important one that we're going to need early on is Playfulness, because I need to get a bunch of money. But never spend more than 1 skill point on anything until you've mastered Perseverance, because it's just wasting skill points. So we're going to do that for everybody. Do note when you pick up characters, like in this case Celine, she already has a bunch of points in that I didn't spend. And she usually doesn't have as much, or in this case none, skill points to put into Perseverance like I would like to do. But oh well. We are going to do some leveling up in due time anyway. But that's pretty much all the time we have for today. A little longer than I wanted to do, but I wanted to make sure I got all of that stuff in there. So next time we can start in on Cross Cave, which of course I'll just meet you at the start of the next one, since I already showed you where it was. That's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.